Hello, lovely podcast listeners. It's Riru. It's spooky season here at the Gals Guide Library, so I've got some birthday greetings and a special offer before re-airing a spellbinding episode by birthday girl, Katie. That's right, it's Katie's birthday week, and since she wasn't able to make the recording for this month's episodes because her son broke his arm, we thought we'd re-air Katie's episode from 2022 about Catherine Movoisin, the French black magic sorcerer. And the reason is, Gals Guide is having a special event that Katie is leading coming up on the Saturday before Halloween. We're hosting a night with the witch and famous, which is bound to be one of the most fabulous events of the season. Tickets are on sale now and include a costume contest, a dessert bar, witchy brews, and a silent auction of books signed by famous authors like Judy Chicago, Colleen Hoover, and Jane Goodall, just to name a few. There's also tarot and charm readings from mystical mavens and Madame Riru. Hotbox Pizza will be there with glow-in-the-dark cups, and Clever Girl Designs will have some bewitching creations as well. So tickets are on sale now at galsguide.org. We're taking over our whole building inside and out for a spooktacular night. If you can't attend due to time, distance, or law enforcement, this event is also a fundraiser for Gals Guide. So you could always buy a ticket and show your support for this event and consider it a donation because we are not limited by ticket sales on this particular event. But also, I have a coupon code for our listeners. So how about 15% off our online store? That includes Gals Guide stuff and tickets to Night with the Witch and Famous. I will say our site is a little bit weird, and sometimes event tickets need a separate transaction than physical items. Just giving you a heads up. Maybe it's the case, maybe it's not, maybe it's just me. But enter in the coupon code Glinda15, that is GLINDA 15, for 15% off your order. You know, the Good Witch. The coupon does expire on October 27th, 2024. So I hope you're enjoying your spooky season. We're over the moon to give you a little gift in the honor of Katie's birthday. So now enjoy this flashback episode of a famous French witch. Welcome to the Gals Guide to the Galaxy podcast, where a group of gals gather for you one cool thing around our topic of the month. Is it ancient history? Is it breaking news? Is it safe for work? Well, that's up to each gal. All we know is that...
Fasten your seatbelts. It's going to be a bumpy night.
Welcome back. I'm Katie, and I'm joined by Bonnie and Leah and Alyssa talking about our one cool witch. Alyssa already told us about Stevie Nicks and her fabulous wardrobe.
Yes.
Bonnie dove into Greek mythology and introduced us to Circe and Medea.
And hurt my brain a little bit, but I mean, that's it's just because it's
going to
great.
happen.
I love it.
Byproduct. But before we dive back in, Leah is going to tell us what's on the Gals Guide calendar for this week.
Yes, I am. So, for the week of October 17th through the 23rd, get ready to run amok, because Film Club meets on Thursday, October 20th, and we're going to talk about Hocus Pocus from 1993. So Film Club meets online and at the Gals Guide Library at 5:30 p.m. To get the Zoom link, you do need to be registered. So the fast and free way to do that is at galsguide.org. There might also be something out of this world happening on Sunday, October 23rd, but we don't have all the details yet. We just know that the Janeway Collective is hosting an appearance by Kate Mulgrew. That's right, Janeway herself is coming to Bloomington, Indiana.
What?
And Gals Guide may or may not open for the captain. So stay tuned to our social media. And check out all the calendar events at galsguide.org.
Very cool.
Exactly. You want to meet Janeway?
I saw a note about that in Discord. I was like, Trey was with me. I was reading. I was like, I think she's coming.
I think we're opening for Janeway. She's only here for one day, so there's no possibility of her coming to the library. But there is the possibility of maybe, a special invitation at some time that could choreograph later. Janeway.
I wish I knew what this meant.
She's on a show called Star Trek. It's very similar to Star Wars, but different.
Oh.
She's also on Orange is the New Black. Did you ever watch Orange is the New
Oh,
Black?
yeah.
She's red. She's the Russian.
Okay.
That's Kate Mulgrew.
Yes. Yes, I did
There you
not
go.
realize.
There you go.
Do you think she'll tell us the conclusion of that, or the start of that joke? Because that is killing me.
That is a good question to ask, though. There is going to be
it's
a Q&A.
not a cabbage.
Right?
Or something.
All right. Well, you write
He's
this
just
down.
stupid. It's just like, we only hear the end of the joke.
What does she think the rest of it is? Dun, 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 dun.
Kills
But Katie, who do you have for us?
I
you
have a question for
oh my
you.
God, I totally want to know the question
Do
first.
not rush me.
Yes, sorry. It's Oktoberfest happening in my belly and my brain right now.
Beautiful.
Oktoberfest. Yes.
I do have a question.
Yeah.
I am curious if you guys have ever had your fortune told or perhaps indulged in a tarot reading.
Dun, 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 dun. All right, Bonnie's already laughing. I have done both. I've had my tarot cards done. I've had my palm read. And I learned how to do the tarot cards. And I did them for my friend and I did them for myself. And they did predict my first baby, Cammie. They told me that I was going to have a 2002 Space Odyssey, which is what I called it at the time, which was Cammie.
Nice.
So, yeah. So it wasn't wrong.
Very cool.
So she's my little, I guess, my witchy baby.
Oh,
But yeah, no, I love it. I also, I have a good number of pagan friends who have always, like, offered to do, like, tarot readings and stuff for me. And I'm like going, you know what? I don't need to know right now. But when I'm totally lost, then I need to know. What about you, Bon Bon?
I mean, besides the one at school where you get a pool in your palm.
Yeah.
Besides that.
I'm trying to remember those. Yes.
No, the thing where they just spit on your hand. Like, that's your
Oh,
pool.
yeah, that's right.
That thing.
Oh, yeah,
No.
that's
It's not a good
mean
experience.
mean one. Yeah.
No, I had a friend at work bring the tarot cards once. And it did come true.
Oh, look at that. Dun, 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 dun. Sweet.
Well, you guys, that's pretty exciting. Because I've done tarot and fortune telling, but I can't remember what was said and if any of it came true. But I remember being a high schooler messing around with tarot cards, getting them for like a gift sometime and like trying to use them and read them. And then one time when my mom and I were on a trip my senior year of high school in New Orleans, we stopped and had our fortunes told on the...
That's a good place to do it though, because there's
Down
just
the
so
square.
much energy. Yeah.
Yeah, but I can't remember what was said.
Right?
Yeah, I know.
Dun, dun,
I'm sure it all came true. I'm certain.
Oh, I'm absolutely.
Absolutely.
They said you're going to meet a crazy friend and she's going to force you to be in front of a microphone.
Oh, I'll die.
But there will be beer.
But speaking of death,
yes.
Uh-oh.
What a segue.
I have a probably not so nice witch for you guys.
Ooh, it's okay.
Yes.
It's October. I mean, we're here for the good, bad, and the ugly of it.
I mean, if we're
so-
going with stats only,
Yeah.
it's suspected that she had a hand in murdering over 1,000 people.
Holy crap.
Man.
And that she may have murdered about 2,500 babies.
Oh
Maybe.
my goodness.
Oh my goodness.
So that's going to be some
Right.
pretty high stats on her witch
I
playing
like that
card.
you're not burying the lead of,
No.
well, she's hard to love.
And I have to say, when I was reading about her and I watched a few things on YouTube, a lot of people gave warnings that, we would be talking about the death of babies,
Right.
poisonings, killings, black masses.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it's going to be a little
Right.
satanic around here for this
Ooh,
episode.
Lady in the
spooky,
bathtub?
spooky.
What's that?
I can't remember it. The lady in the bathtub.
She's not a bathtub lady that I know
Okay.
of. I'm sure she bathed, but not in a notorious, infamous way.
The bathtub
remember who
lady.
She may have
can you
bathed-
imagine having that as your, anyway, yeah.
She may have bathed some, because she was also born in 1640. And I'm thinking it wasn't like a
Once a year.
bathe daily sort of deal.
Seasonal kind of.
A bit.
Yeah.
Although this lady became quite a wealthy lady, so I'm assuming she had
Oh.
some perfume dips, maybe a
Look at
slipper
that.
tub.
See? Very nice.
Very nice things.
Well, I mean.
But she did not start out that way.
Okay. All right.
She was born Catherine Deschays,
Okay.
and very little is actually known about her youth and her growing up.
Okay.
What is known
Is it because
is
she
that
murdered everybody who, like, brought her up? I'm
You know,
just-
actually, I have a feeling if we did know about her childhood, it would probably have some tough shit in it. It'd probably be pretty sad.
Yeah.
I mean,
It doesn't come out of
all
nowhere,
things that are known about her is that she probably grew up in poverty. The one thing about her childhood that I did keep coming across was that starting at 9 years old was when she started telling fortunes.
Oh, okay.
So she used
might have been making her own living then.
chimmery, which was a term I had never heard about before, so I had to look it up. It's palm reading.
Oh,
chimmery.
okay.
Apparently, I'm very likely mispronouncing it.
I'm with you. I'm like looking at my own palm.
And she also did face readings.
Ooh.
So she did that starting at 9 years old.
What if you have resting bitch face?
Oh my god, yes.
You know,
She was reading people like me that have every emotion on the face.
Remember back in the day when psychology was about how many knobs you had on your head and what shape it was? I'm guessing it was like
no, it wasn't phalange.
face reading in that sort of way, but
like the touching. Okay.
I don't
of the
know.
face. Creepy. But yes.
But yes. So she did that, and eventually, when she was 20 years old, she got married to Antoine Monvoisin.
Okay.
Oh, shit balls, that's not it.
It's not
I
Monvoisin.
practiced, no.
Is she French?
She's French.
Okay, so I can't help you.
We can't even say most of the syllables.
Our face
Antoine.
doesn't work. Yes, Antoine.
Well, her she's La Vosin, so his is Monvoisin. There you go. Antoine Movoisin. Movoisin.
Yes, Movoisin.
I told myself I wasn't going to second guess myself on the podcast,
but
at
the end.
I'm.
But then it's us, and then there's beer.
But then we face French, which makes no sense.
Fair.
But I did practice Lovosin.
Okay.
Lovosin is her name.
Sexy.
Exactly. So her first name's Catherine, but she very much famously became known as Lovosin.
Okay.
So if you try to Google her, you're going to want to Google La Vosin.
I can't spell any of that.
Lavoisin.
I don't think I would have got there. Yep. Lavon.
It seems kind of like obvious that sin is like literally
Oh, sin is in her name.
And you know, I hate saying that because I don't know that she's really a sinner. She's a lady who had to do what she had to do.
Right, okay.
Really, she is, because she married Antoine.
Yeah.
And he turned out to be a super loser.
No.
Uh-oh.
I mean, I hate to say
Damn it,
that because
Antoine.
his super loserness that I know from what I read online was just that his businesses failed.
Oh, okay.
Maybe he had a beautiful heart, was amazing.
But bad luck?
But basically, he wasn't going to be able to provide for their family.
Okay. Gotcha.
Which eventually became her mom, and their 3 kids. So they were a family of 6.
Right.
And all of his businesses went bankrupt. And Lovosin said, I'm not going back to living on the streets.
Yeah, right.
So I'm going to have to
Because
handle
been there,
this
done that.
myself. Right.
Yeah.
So at that point, she again turned to fortune telling.
Yeah.
And eventually also became a midwife.
Yes.
I'm assuming filling in the cracks of what fortune telling was not paying.
Right.
She learned that trade.
Midwifery. In the night.
There's only so many people in the town.
And since it seems in general she was quite a money-driven woman, she found out that providing abortion care actually paid more than being a midwife.
Oh.
I mean, particularly because it was illegal, and most things that are illegal you're going to have to pay more for.
But there's no, we're talking 1600s, there's no contraception besides
and then, and the Catholic Church is like, it is controlling, strict.
Right.
There's no wiggle room there.
This is true.
So she really built up her clientele providing abortions and even became abortionist of many like very high class mistresses.
Oh, yes, of course.
So kind of kept elevating her own place in society.
Yeah.
And you might be shocked to hear that fortune-telling, mysticism, witchery was frowned upon.
When?
No.
In the 1500s in France.
No.
I know. The Catholic Church thought maybe it wasn't a good idea.
That's so crazy.
So La Voisin, being the very, very smart woman she was, she went to the church and was like, well, any fortune telling I have is because it was a gift from God.
Oh.
And I just use, knowledge and psychology and whatever natural gifts God gifted me.
Mm-hmm.
And they were like, oh, you're right.
No.
And she basically got sanctioned by the church.
What?
To be this fortune teller.
Oh my goodness.
So.
That's amazing.
Right? So this maneuver and then her investing in herself and kind of her own image really elevated her in society.
Why didn't Margaret Sanger try this? Why did Margaret Sanger go to the Pope and say, look,
I'm guessing this lady...
This is God's gift.
Gave the church some money.
A little bit of this. Oh, wait a minute. Maybe somebody in the church had a mistress that nobody was supposed to know about. Yes, Katie?
Case in point.
Yes.
Not a case specifically, because I do not have a specific for you.
Right.
But she obviously had some kind of dirty deal with the priests.
Yeah.
Because this fortune telling, this helping these higher class people get the things their heart desires, eventually led to her conducting black masses.
Ooh.
Which, have you guys heard a description of what that was back in the heyday of black masses?
Bring it back to me.
So, black masses are basically taking kind of traditional Catholicism rituals and kind of just pivoting them a little bit into devil worshipping.
Just a little bit.
Just tweaking them.
Just a little. Just
tweaking them. Like, for example, you would hold them in the catacombs beneath your home.
Oh, okay. All right, good. So they wouldn't be done in the church.
No. But you would find your own nice catacomb.
Of course.
Ambiance.
Like you do.
And then instead of a church altar, you would incorporate a naked woman.
Oh, of course, like you do.
To lay out as an altar.
This is checking out, yep.
And it's going to be best if she holds 2 black candles.
Oh, okay.
And you're definitely going to want to balance a chalice on her stomach.
Oh, yeah.
Because that's going to be important in a moment.
Okay, all right, gotcha.
Okay.
I'm terrified. What if you have balance issues? What if you're drinking?
What if you don't have rock hard abs? I'm thinking there's not a lot balancing on this for so long. So after you have the stage set, you're going to want to think about
being a naked woman. Got it.
Holding the candles with the chalice on her stomach.
This is a yoga.
Held so still. Because you're going to fill this chalice.
Oh no.
Oh yes, you are.
No.
Oh. You're going to fill it with something that Vosin had ready access to.
Oh, yeah.
You 100% are going to want to dwell on what it is you wish. Okay. You're going to pray and ask the devil to bring this to you. Okay. And then you are going to fill the cup with the blood of an infant.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
Yeah.
And because she was the lead abortion doctor at the time.
And she also I was really provided a service for impoverished women who couldn't care for their children.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
She would help find homes for them.
Oh, no. And maybe she didn't find...
That was implied that perhaps it was a don't ask, don't tell, and she just would get rid of some people's problems. However, she was, I don't know how to describe it, generous.
Okay.
She would charge her customers that were... more the highfalutin customers, top dollar, and she actually, as a charity, would provide for women who were poor and impoverished that ran into problems with being pregnant or having children they couldn't care for. They would not have to pay.
Gotcha. Okay, there you go. Yeah.
She also was very interested in science and alchemy and financed several private projects and enterprises.
Of what herbs and spices could cause an abortion, perhaps?
Maybe. I mean, but
coming up with a pill.
That one, we're not even diving all the way deep into this one yet.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah.
This is just like she's warming up.
Right. This is her warm up.
It's her warm up. It's her warm up. And of course, a lot of this is hearsay. Like it was said that from all of her aborted fetuses.
Yeah.
She would grind up their bones and bury them in her garden.
Oh, my goodness.
That's some good witchy folklore, though.
It is.
It's baby bones in your garden.
The children into...
Yeah.
It's bone meal.
I mean, but this is... The gardener and Bonnie approves.
It's usually from, like, the leftovers of butchering, like, cows or pigs or whatever.
Right. The leftover chicken that you have. Yeah, exactly. From dinner.
Everything composts.
Right? It does, doesn't it? That's how nature works.
So one thing she found through all of her fortune telling, and I have to mention again, she's become massively wealthy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, she's rubbing elbows with the high aristocrats of France.
Right.
And she's having them over and playing the violin for them.
Ah, see.
She's helping them in their dark arts.
Yep.
She's happening lady.
Yeah, this is true. And she knows their secrets.
Exactly.
Dun, 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 dun.
But what she realized when she found out all these people's secrets is there's basically 3 things people want.
Okay, yeah.
They want someone to fall in love with them.
Oh, yes.
They want to murder their husband.
Okay, well, we all been there.
Or they want to murder a family member so they can inherit.
Ah,
these seem to be the themes that were coming out in her sessions with people.
Oh.
So
she's talking to the creme de la creme then, obviously. Because,
we don't all inherit. in a murder-worthy kind of
We
way.
don't all wish for Bonnie to pet all the puppies and Katie to have all of the drinks.
Not everyone's so giving and loving.
I know. Okay. I wouldn't have survived in the 1600s.
So she donned her red velvet cloak embroidered with golden eagles.
Ooh.
And she started producing magic potions, amulets, and using rituals to help make sure these people would get what their heart desired.
Did she make love potion number 9?
Well, I mean, if
Okay.
mashing
It's
up
on Christmas.
Spanish fly with the blood of a human, and I forget what that recipe was, but, you know, maybe later in October I'll be making a batch.
Okay. All right. You do what you need to do. Yes.
Then yes.
Right. Little peyote on the side. Okay. Cool.
Exactly. So as her business increased...
Yes. She's a businesswoman.
She's a businesswoman.
Yes.
So she took the next logical step, and she started producing poisons for people.
Oh.
Because if, 2/3 of what people want is somebody to die,
Right.
you're going to need poison.
And she's totally okay with that.
Right.
Right. Okay.
But this became like a multi-market level scheme. What is that, like the pyramids?
Oh, yeah, the
Almost-
pyramid scheme.
Well, not a pyramid
It's
scheme,
Avon?
but she had people under her. It was a little Avon-y.
Okay. Yeah.
So it became like so big, and she had so many people that wanted her help with these love potions, charms, and poisons
I see.
that she had to
She
create a network
Train people
of
and then they would
poisoners
go out.
and
The
yeah.
sales team.
yeah. But of course,
Like the
Top
really
notch.
terrible like salesman.
Top
the,
notch.
Vacuum salesman.
door to door.
Door to door. Do you have somebody that you'd like to murder? I've got the poisons for you. Sorry,
But,
go ahead.
but of course, her top clients, she would care for herself.
Yes, of course.
So her most infamous client in her career was Madame de Montespan,
Okay.
who eventually became the official. I didn't know you became official, but
Yeah.
she became the official mistress of Louis XIV.
Oh, yeah, that's a thing.
Yeah, the official mistress status.
Okay.
Um,
Gotcha.
However, she came to Vosin when she was not the official mistress. She just had a
Oh.
crush on the king.
And
And she was like, Vosin, what can you do to help the king fall in love with me? And Vosin was like, take one potion, do 2 black masses. It's all going to work out, honey.
And then meanwhile, I'm just going to get on the phone because the phone is something in the 1600s and I'm going to call some people and make some deals. Okay.
Yeah. And lo and behold, she became the official mistress. It all worked out. And at the
Amazing.
time this was happening, this was powerful stuff because the king's official mistress at that point had just given birth to their child.
Oh.
But sorry, honey.
Mm-hmm.
Move over.
Right, exactly.
Montespan
Mm-hmm.
worked
Yeah.
her love potions when she's here.
Oh my goodness gracious.
Now, I think you're going to be shocked to find out that eventually the king stopped paying attention to her.
No.
Stopped favoring her.
Oh my gosh.
Stopped wanting to be with her.
Did Lavasan kill him? No, I'm just kidding.
Well, she had to turn to Vosin, and
Yeah.
she was like, Vosin, I need more potions. I need more charms. I need to
Right.
recapture his attention.
Right.
But he kept taking other lovers, and it just wasn't working. So eventually she came to Vosin, and she said, we must kill him.
Uh-huh.
We're going to
There it is.
kill King Louis
Right.
the 14th of France.
Yeah.
Because he won't be my lover.
Right. Exactly. Cause.
Sad. So Vosin, Vosin hesitated, guys.
Oh,
She was like,
hesitated.
I don't
Okay.
know about this plan.
But then she thought, wow,
Murdering
it will
people's one
elevate
thing,
my
but
status.
treason.
Yeah.
But if he's not king to kill you.
There's like an actual word for it. Something side. There's like a,
King aside?
one of those. I read it when I was reading about her.
Brother side.
Royal side. I
Royal
don't know.
side.
Oh, it'll jump up at me eventually. But
French aside.
you guys,
Yeah.
she might kill the king.
She might?
Focus in.
Okay, all right, because I don't know what
Okay.
the hell happened.
So
to this
eventually
thing.
she said,
yes.
Okay,
Yeah,
let's kill the king.
sure.
It's what you want. It's
Let's kill
it's
Hitler.
what future
Got it.
you want to make happen. So they decided, she recruited some other people who were also like, I don't think this is a great idea.
No. Okay, all right.
And
yeah.
they decided to make a poison parchment petition that they would bring before the king. He would touch it, and then he would die.
He would die by paper.
Mm,
Oh
right.
my god.
Paper cuts.
They're the worst.
However,
Yeah.
the day she attempted to take it to court herself, Vosin,
Oh.
court was super crowded. So she was never able to get an appointment with the king, a time with the king. She had to leave.
Damn.
Right. So they said, we need to regroup, figure out how to kill King
Right.
Louis XIV.
Yeah.
But before they could regroup, she was arrested.
Oh, no. For killing somebody else?
I had not given you a lot of background to this point, that there was this whole thing going on in France that makes sense in English words, but if you said it in French, it wouldn't sound the same.
Okay.
But it's basically the affair of the poisons, is what it is in English.
Oh,
Affair de poisons.
And this is different than the War of the Roses, right? Because that was an English thing? I don't actually know what the War of the Roses was. I think
so it was like 1680-ish. Okay. No, 17... Where? Oh, damn Staples. So it was basically like 1676 to 1680.
Okay.
This poison fear. Because the king's either like sister or stepsister, I don't know, had been, they thought, killed by poison, which turned out to not be correct. Right. But they were basically getting like glimmers of figuring out that there's an underground poisoning, fortune-telling, witchcraft shit going on.
Like the anthrax scare we had? Exactly. You know what I mean? Where it's just like, be careful of anything weird that arrives in the mail. Okay.
Right. So they're wrestling people up. They're busting up this distribution ring. Okay. And you would be so shocked. One of her people she dealt with gave her up.
No.
Right.
Well, I mean, she was a very successful woman probably at this point with all of her poisons.
Absolutely.
So, of course, you gotta give her up. Because
it was a competitor.
Yeah. Oh, it was a competitor, too?
Yeah.
That
like, they had worked together, but then became competitors, and there was bad blood there.
Right.
So she was imprisoned, and there's a little knowledge known about her imprisonment. For one, they were given leave to torture her, because most of the people being arrested at this time were tortured. Oh, they were you know, we're accusing you of witchcraft. We think you're poisoning people. We think you're distributing poison. Right. We're going to torture you. Yeah. However, she was never tortured.
Were they scared to torture her?
They were scared, I think, of what she would reveal about higher up people.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
there you go. Or
who would be exposed. Well, I think it was more they were afraid of who she would expose.
Oh, I see.
At this point.
Gotcha.
Like the king didn't want his court to fall apart. Or it being known that they were using magical services.
Okay.
A little
like
bit.
Arrested but protected?
The other thing about Vosin is she had a little bit of a drinking problem.
Ooh, I like
so
her.
once she was arrested, they just kept feeding her alcohol. Oh. There was no restraints or restrictions on her drinking.
Oh, I see.
And they did pull quite a few of truths and connections, but not... She never admitted to helping the king's mistress.
Okay.
The Montespan or whatever it was.
Right,
Montespan.
right.
That came out later, where her daughter gave that information down the road. But she was held for, I think, about 9-10 months.
Okay, all right.
Drunk as shit every day at the jail, giving up some...
That sounds terrible.
Giving up some people. Well,
vacation.
I have to say, I chose this a real tried and true witch.
Yeah, right.
Because she was convicted February 17th, 1680 of witchcraft.
Oh!
She was 40 years old.
Okay.
And she was sentenced to burning.
Oh, she was burned as a witch?
She was burned as a witch on the public Place de Grève.
Yes.
In Paris.
That French thing. Yes.
And it was said that she did not go peacefully. She pushed away the clergy. Apparently, when she was up on the stake, she was trying to push away the hay to save herself, but she did burn as a witch.
Oh, my goodness. Dun, dun,
So that's my story about an important businesswoman from the 1600s France.
Right, exactly. A little entrepreneur.
Toppled the king.
Right, exactly. Almost, if it wasn't for that damn arrest. And the busyness of court.
Right.
Oh my goodness. And her name was Catherine?
Yeah.
So she's a cat. Sorry. Anyway, she's a cat.
Catherine Monvoisin.
Movoisin. Oh my goodness. Well, you did a really good job with the French. The French is hard. And
well, I just hope you guys were on the edge of your seats.
I was.
We had black arts, baby killing.
She's
Bones in the garden. Poison.
Deal. Wow.
She had it all.
Yes. And then you've also got that air of when she was powerful, how much of it was true and how much of it was to like smear her or shame her or whatever. But then again, how much of it is like, girl be doing it. So you get that nice little dichotomy there.
She's a bad witch.
Right, exactly. Molly, do you have any questions about that bad witch?
It was a wild ride. Sorry, Bonnie.
Shocking, I tell you. Shocking.
Just a lot of stuff. I'm just thinking, she's probably like drunk when she got up to the pyre.
Yep.
That's probably why she's being crazy.
Right,
and
exactly.
And I'm like they light her on fire, and if her blood alcohol content's like really high.
Right, yeah, this is true.
I hope that sounded cool in radio world.
Yes. Exactly. She's completely kindling. Yes, at that
what
point.
a horrible way to go, though.
But it
even if you murdered like
karma,
2,000 people, they could have at least poisoned her. I'm sure she had a recipe.
Right, but then they would have to buy it from her.
I mean, who knows? She could have just been like passing out like water. Like people die of so many things in the 1600s that they could have just been coincidence things.
Mm-hmm. Probably dead. Yeah.
I think it was like there was like a whole issue for a while of some underground poisonings for real.
To which she was the mob boss of.
Yeah, a little mobby, wasn't she? Mob witch.
There you go. I dig it. Well, do you want to close us up?
I would love to.
Dun, dun, dun.
Well, that wraps it up for us this week. Join us next week for another cool woman of history as Gals Guide podcast continues. Thanks for listening.
For show notes, links, and images from this week's show, visit galsguide.org. Want exclusive stuff like deleted bits and major bloopers? Become a Gals Guide patron today. Thanks for listening.